Yo, what's up, guys? How we doing? Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing good. We are live testing. Let's see. Let's check the camera, microphone. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another live stream. Let's see. Let's check out the chat real quick. And doing some new streaming software, so bear with me. Let's see. Y'all hear me and see me? Slayer, Nightshade. Hey, Brian. What's up, Brian and Trent? Happy Wednesday, Ben. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? Let me switch this to live chat. What's up, Hair Riot? Vinny Z. How's everybody doing today? Okay, stream looks good. All right, thanks, Brian. All right, appreciate you guys. Frederick, what's up, Frederick? So, once again, in trying some new software. Well, first of all, welcome everybody to another Apple Home Talk Live. Talking all about smart home stuff here on this channel, and I've been testing and using different software here for the last couple weeks, and I was told that what I'm doing today would work with the chat and everything, but looks like I'm having some issues with the chat, but I can still see you guys. I may just not be able to pop up your chat on screen, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Not so smart home. What's going on? Banana Geek 94. Thank you. Yeah, we are going to talk about smart homes today. Just me. Last week we had a couple guests, which was a lot of fun. So I am planning on having some more guests in the near future. So stay on the lookout for that. Always nice, but then it's also nice to do these solo streams where we can just chat here. Steven, what's up, Steven? Hall and Tech. Jeremy, what's up, Jeremy? How's everybody doing? Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like I am not able to pop up your messages on screen like I normally do today, but that's okay. I will do my best, and we'll still do some Q&A and stuff. Maybe I'll do a Q&A sort of a different way this time, and we'll see how that works. Slayer Nightshade, member for 8 months. Thank you for being a channel member for 8 months. Says, I bought so much stuff from your video yesterday. Love that you have a blog post for all the links and deals. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. And yeah, sorry, just reading some other messages here. Let me know how the stream looks, guys. It should be streaming in 1080. I see that it may be. Let me check my connection here too as well. Yeah, so regarding yesterday's video, so I actually hadn't had a video for like a week or two, and then yesterday we started video, so we released a new video. Of course, this is Amazon's Prime, what are they calling it? The Big Spring Sale, I think, on Amazon, and it's going all week long, so I think kind of like Prime Day, but in the spring. And I put out a video yesterday, in case you guys missed it, with all of the smart home deals that I can find, specifically as it relates to Apple HomeKit or Matter, so stuff that you can get to work with your Apple Home setup. I put all of that stuff in the video, first of all, and then there's even been some updates since the video released, and all of that is actually on my blog post. So let me see if I can screen share here. And let's see. Nope, that's not the one I want. All right, sorry. Let's see. Screen. This one. There we go. So yeah, this is over on my website. There's a link to this in the description of the live stream too, but I put all of this stuff on sale on here, and you can see just tons of stuff. Aqara, a lot of stuff from Aqara, sensors, locks, all that. Ari's got a couple of Matter over Thread sensors and their button. Robot vacuums, which I did include on here, even though they don't necessarily work with Apple Home yet, but that's coming. Routers, a lot of stuff from Eve is on sale. The Eve Flare, which I love, those are on sale right now. But yeah, this just shows all the stuff that's currently on sale. And a lot of this stuff I have made videos on and or used still in my smart home. Like we've got the GE Sync under cabinet lights right there. So check that out if you've been kind of looking for some good deals or holding off for some good deals on smart home tech. And again, you can check out that video also that I released yesterday. Man, I kind of hate not having my chat over here. That's a bummer. Let me see. I'm gonna move some things around and we'll just see. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. All right, George. What's up, George? George is in the chat. George Langabeer, another good YouTube channel there. Jeremy says, I was gifted a membership, but I can't find the link to the membership Discord anywhere. Where are we supposed to find this? I just got an email about this from somebody else too. But the, yeah, to link, so to get into the Discord as a channel member, you have to link your YouTube account in Discord. So just go to your Discord user settings, in the Discord app, or you can go to the Discord website. And one of my backlights just went off. And all you gotta do is just put in your YouTube credentials. So you go to Discord, go to user settings, and then go to connections. And then you just click YouTube, connect your YouTube account, and then you'll see my server pop up and you can join it right from there. Yes, just as Jeff mentioned there, and you're looking for the connections tab in your Discord user settings. So that's kind of what you got to look for there. And then you can just connect YouTube. Slayer Nightshade says the deal on the SwitchBot air purifier table was too good to pass up. Yeah, that was a good one. Really cool product. I used that in my video recently where I renovated my guest bedroom. So if you haven't seen that, you can check that one out. That was a fun video to make and just put a lot of smart tech kind of in this guest bedroom, including that SwitchBot air purifier table. So that's a really cool product. Must be Nanoleaf. No, not Nanoleaf. It's actually a little, I thought I plugged it in. It's like a little hair light that I have up here that looks like it went out for whatever reason. Little cheap thing I got. Mike says, man, I hate that I can't post the comments on the stream today. Somebody from support gave me bad information, said that I'd be able to do that still today, but that's all right. We'll make it work. So Mike says, how do I buy from Amazon so you get credit for it? If you just click on any of those links on that website, on that blog post, again, the link to that is down in the description. If you go to Amazon through any of my affiliate links, and all those are affiliate links there on that site, I'll get a commission for anything you buy. I think it's like within 24 hours, I want to say. So yeah, just basically access YouTube, access Amazon through one of my links, and I'll get credit for that. So thank you for asking. I appreciate that. And yeah, using those links is a great way to help support the channel, and that's always much appreciated. Geo asks, are you dropping a video for the Aqara Light Switch A2? I may look to get one or two. I am not planning to do a video on that at the moment. I did install one recently, but I have not made any plans to make a video on that. So I don't know, maybe I will. I actually connected it to an Aqara light bulb recently. So I put a lamp in the same room and kind of used one button to toggle the light bulb on and off, and the other button to toggle the actual hardwired switch. Let me share my screen here. I appreciate you guys and your patience here as I'm switching things around during the live streams and trying to get all this figured out. So yeah, the one in question was, oh, actually that one's not on here because I don't think that the new light switch is on sale. I was going to click on that and check that out, but yeah, I don't think that one is on sale right now. And then I lost my, let's see. All right, I'm gonna move this over here. And sorry, everything is all out of whack from where I normally do it. So Let me get my chat back. All right. Good afternoon, William. What's up, William? Hope everyone's having a great day. Yeah, it's been a nice day here. Really nice here. And except my chat, I can't pull up chats on the stream like I normally do. So, is what it is. Trent, question about that light switch. If the Zigbee hub goes down, does it fall back to the thread option it has? Trent is asking about the Aqara H2 light switches that support both thread or Zigbee. And I say or because that's the way to look at it. It's really or and not and. You really have to pick which protocol you want to use. So as far as I understand it, if you use thread, you're using thread. It doesn't fall back on Zigbee and vice versa. If you're using Zigbee and your Aqara hub goes down, it's not going to default to thread because you basically set it up with one or the other. That's the way I understand it. It's a good question though. Travis says installed the Aqara H2 switch and it works great with a ton of features. Yeah, and you do get more features if you install it with Zigbee. So if you use the Zigbee protocol instead, it seems like you get more features than with thread. So yeah, so we talked about the Amazon Spring Sale. A couple of things you guys see at WWDC 2025 was announced. So I think it said, what was that, June 9th? Yeah, June 9th, WWDC 2025 is going to be here. What do you guys think about that? Are you excited? I really got to get used to this software. There we go. WWDC 2025. So this kind of looks like the rumors and stuff are hinting at a redesigned iOS, like a big redesign, maybe the biggest one since, what was it, iOS 7? We'll see maybe more of like a glass-like design similar to the Vision Pro across the operating system. Feels frosty. Dan, what's up, Dan? We'll see if Home OS shows up. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think anymore because, like, a lot of the stuff that they basically announced and promised with iOS 18 has been delayed. So, like, a lot of that stuff is going to be rolled out, I guess, with iOS 19, which is kind of crazy. So, a lot of stuff is delayed. I don't know when Home OS is going to happen or when we're going to see these new home devices, but, improved voice assistant. I'm trying not to trigger devices here, but all that has been delayed, which is kind of a bummer. I saw a question about smart shades, best blinds. IRKO Studio Beat says best blinds in 2025. And best blinds is hard to say. So it's kind of like with anything. I think it depends on what you're looking for. The best, in my opinion, still probably is going to be Lutron, Serena. They're just like top notch. But you get what you pay for. They're extremely expensive. So if budget is a factor, then I would probably not go with Lutron, Serena because you might have to sell a kidney in order to afford them if you have a bunch of windows in your house. But yeah, those are the best. They're really nice. I feel like a good mid-tier, I usually recommend Smart Wings or Eve motion blinds. Both of those are good. In fact, I think is there a discount for no, I don't think there is actually. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. But yeah, Smart Wings or Eve motion blinds are a good mid-tier. They're really good quality. You get a high level of customization. They're made to order. All that good stuff. They both do support Matter over Thread, which is nice if you're okay with using Thread devices. Some people love it, some people hate it. But yeah, I have a bunch of the Smart Wing shades, and I've got one or two of the Eve motion blinds too. And those are kind of mid-priced. And then if budget, is the biggest factor, then I actually really like the SwitchBot blinds that I recently made a video on for what they are. I mean, they're adjustable. Basically, you have to cut them to size, so it's kind of a weird setup, and they don't look as good as like the higher end ones, but they're a lot more affordable, especially right now. They're on sale, like I think 45% off. There's a link on my website on that blog post that's linked down below. I think they're 45% off, so they're like really affordable and they work really well, especially if you have a SwitchBot hub or you plan to get one. So for price, you know, I would probably go with those. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. George, is it just me? I'm hearing some audio cracking, very subtle, and your resolution is coming in and out. Let's see. Resolution is coming. I got an excellent connection over here, it says. Let me check some of my settings real quick. Streaming 1080, hearing cracking. Check my microphone connections. Tell me if it's better or worse. Check my microphone settings. Video is good, hearing the cracking. Audio is okay here. Resolution has been bouncing around, but mostly been HD. It's a little glitchy, looks good to me. So it sounds like we're all over the place. Sometimes YouTube has a mind of its own with live encoding. Yeah, I mean, I'm using the microphone I always use. Seems okay at the moment. Thanks, Smart Home Solo. I hear you guys still hearing the audio cracking? Juan, what's up, Juan? No cracking, says Geo. So, seems like we're all over the place. Video, audio are good to William. Dan, thank you, Dan. All right, appreciate the feedback, guys, especially as I'm kind of using software sucks. Yeah, new software, and I had such a good flow going with the other software that I was using, but for numerous reasons, I'm really trying to use this other software, and the cracking is back. Everybody else hearing crackling, popping when you said it seems like it's all over the place. Let's see. Let me try something. Sorry, bear with me. How are we doing now? Now you hear nothing. Good here. Only crackling I hear is from my knees. I hear that. It's not awful though. Okay, well, as long as it's manageable, hopefully we'll be okay. Get the wife in, she'll fix it. Yeah, Dan. I know, right? Where's she at? It's not constant, just in and out. Wouldn't stress it. All right, thanks, Geo. I appreciate that. I'm not going to stress it then. Geo said don't stress it. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Blinds. Yeah, you guys feel free to post questions too. There wasn't a whole lot in the news, so we're just kind of hanging out today. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. Again, if you're just joining in, I'm having some issues with this new software. I'm not able to highlight your chat on camera, but that's okay. I'll call out the questions and we'll kind of just talk about it. George, you're using those nice fancy headphones. That's what it is. Yeah, it probably does have something to do with speakers that we're using. Let's see. Let's start a Q&A here. Maybe this will be a way to get the comments and stuff on stream. I don't usually do it this way, but we'll try it. So I just started a Q&A, and I think you'll see it in the chat. And I'll just pop back and forth between the live chat and the questions, and maybe those will highlight. I think they'll highlight up top, so we'll see how that goes. BT says, can you tell us how you feel about Lockley Visage facial recognition smart lock? Yeah, sure. I actually have the box right behind me. Here, I'll grab it. Got my stack of products and stuff behind me. So this is the one in question here. This is the Lockley Vice Edge, and yeah, so far it's been good. The facial recognition, I was really curious about that. So the only thing I'll say with that is that it seems like I have to stand kind of at a certain spot for it to do the facial recognition accurately. It does have a fingerprint scanner on there as well, and like 100 other ways to unlock it. It's got home key and stuff too. So if the facial recognition doesn't pick me up, then I'll usually just use my thumbprint. I don't even use home key honestly on it because there's just so many other ways that are easier and more convenient, even than using my Apple Watch. But so far, I've been really happy with it. I was testing out. There's the Eufy lock. I don't know, you probably can't see that one. The new Eufy lock that has a screen on the back side of the lock, which is really cool. I really like that feature, especially for like safety when you have like women or kids in your house. But you can like basically see who's on the other side of the door. Really cool, but unfortunately that lock, I was having a lot of connection issues and stuff with that lock, so that's why I decided to put the Vice Edge on, and also the wife was getting pissed off that she couldn't unlock the door, and we we're having all kinds of issues with the other one. So the Vice Edge has been good for me so far. Let's see if test question. We got a test question. All right. Jake, let's see. Let me see if I can display this. Select question. There we go. Not very intuitive, but Jake says, I want to put a HomePod Mini in the kids' room, but don't want them to have access to all devices in HomeKit. Is there a good way to set this up? Unfortunately, there's really not. I mean, that's a tricky one, and it's been one of the things that I've been, kind of preaching about, complaining about, however you want to put it, for HomeKit for a long time. There's no way to restrict access to certain users or anything like that, even within the Home app. So in theory, if you put a HomePod Mini in there, they could use their voice, the voice assistant, to control any of the accessories in your house. Yeah, not ideal probably if you don't want them to have access to that. So does anybody else have any good suggestions? Tulsa Skin says set them up with their own home. Yeah, that maybe could be a workaround. The downside there is, like, say you set up, the HomePod Mini in their room, put the accessories in their room, on their own home. You then couldn't like create automations in your main home. You'd have to have that separate and create separate automations. So, that's kind of a downside. Eric Wheelander, what's up? Eric's in the house. Great YouTube channel there. Actually, was Eric and George were on the stream last week. So Eric says for kids' room, you can turn on, listening. That's what we do. Turn off maybe. Then you can long press on the top of the HomePod Mini to trigger it. We mount ours out of reach. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good solution maybe for smaller children. So just turn off, hey, who, and then kind of put it out of reach so they can't reach it. So yeah, you can turn off. I mean, that's true. You can turn off the voice assistant access completely, as Eric, both Erics right here say. Thing is, I assume if you put a HomePod Mini in a kid's room, you want them to probably be, I guess it depends on the age too. You probably want them to be able to use their voice to like play music and stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of just depends on case by case. I know my daughter, she uses her HomePod Mini all the time for music. She uses it for alarms. That's how she wakes up every day, is with the HomePod Mini. She's not allowed to have her phone in her bedroom at night. So she uses the HomePod Mini for her alarm every morning. She also uses it to, that's like the main way she controls all the lights and the fans and stuff in her bedroom also. So she uses voice for everything. I put like buttons in there and all kinds of stuff, you know, cool ways to do it. She still just uses the HomePod. So, you know, it's one of those things. Jake says it's for a teenager. So yeah, they want to use the voice assistant for music and alarms. Yeah, I feel your pain. That is a tough one, and it's not a good solution really for Apple Home. But like the only way around that I've found, like I've only got a couple accessories that I really don't want other people in the house to accidentally trigger. Like I don't care if you accidentally turn off lights or something, but like if you accidentally turn off the water shutoff valve in the house or you know something like that, that's not good. So like the only thing that I can think of is to just completely pull those accessories out of HomeKit and either use the manufacturer's app or use, you know, you can use another Home Assistant or ecosystem like Home Assistant or whatever, or just the manufacturer's app maybe for like those critical devices. So again, it kind of depends on what you're kind of afraid of them utilizing. Apple needs better settings, maybe another 10 years. Tulsa Skin says, yeah, I've been saying for years, like we need some sort of permissions or something like that where restrictions, something like, you know, where we can like assign devices. You can kind of do that with security accessories like smart locks and cameras and stuff, but you can't do it for everything. So that's something that Apple really needs to improve on for these use cases. I mean, especially if they're going to be creating more, you know, screen displays and more smart home accessories that we'll be wanting to put in every room. A lot of us want these for our kids' rooms and stuff too. They really need to work on that. John K. Wolf says, have you used any checked the air quality in HomeKit? I'm not sure what you mean there. I've got some air quality sensors in HomeKit, if that's what you're asking. Jake says, hopefully iOS 19 will let us set permissions to home residents. That's what they need to do. I mean, that's exactly how they need to do it. But I'm not holding my breath. It has been many new iOS updates over the years that I've been hoping for that update, and it hasn't happened yet. But I don't know, maybe this year, maybe next year, I don't know, with Apple's big push in HomeKit or Apple Home and, you know, Home OS, maybe we'll get it. I don't know. I'll be optimistic. Robert says, yeah, Home Assistant's what I use to segment sensitive devices from the rest of the family. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing too. Let's see. Let me check the questions. Do we have any more questions? Nope, no more questions. So there's a Q&A tab where you guys should be able to see. I think it's at the top of the chat. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't see that here on my end, but I think there's a Q&A tab. You guys can drop questions there or just drop them in the chat. Again, I can't highlight them on screen today, unfortunately, but I'll call them out and we'll just talk about them. Speaking of Home Assistant, I did see this, and we were actually talking about SwitchBot earlier. SwitchBot announced just in the past week or so that they are officially supporting Home Assistant now. So I guess everything before was community built plugins and whatnot or support. But now they're officially working with Home Assistant. So SwitchBot devices can be integrated with Home Assistant via plugins or third-party connections. And they've got their whole roadmap here as far as what is released and when updates are coming for different devices. So you see coming in April for a lot of things. So for all the Home Assistant users out there that also like SwitchBot, this is good news. This is good news. And I actually do use SwitchBot. One of the things I use Home Assistant for primarily is controlling some of my SwitchBot blind tilts. So what air quality devices work in HomeKit, John says? Uh, Gosh, there's a number of them, I think. SwitchBot has one. Well, I think that one works through Matter. I haven't tried plugging that in. I know Eric here, if you're still in the chat, Eric Wheelander was using that one. I haven't set mine up in HomeKit, or did I? I'm not sure if I did or not. But SwitchBot has a really nice air quality sensor, and let's see, Ecobee I think has one built into the Ecobee. What are you guys using for air quality? All of mine are mostly tied into like the purifiers and stuff. So like back there, I've got an air purifier. It has an air quality sensor built in. So does the SwitchBot air purifier. Let's see, I've got a few of those that have air quality sensors built in. Unrelated question, Eric said, we got a lot of Erics in the chat. Unrelated question to smart homes, but have you considered doing some vlog style videos? Eric says, long time ago I did, Eric. I have not in quite a while, a few years. I'd like to maybe kind of mix some smart home with some more vlog style stuff. So I've considered that, but not going back probably to like just straight vacation vlogs or anything like that anytime soon. Austin is asking if anyone has a SwitchBot air purifier. Any thoughts on anybody else? I know I really like it. Again, I'm using the table one, the air purifier table. It is on sale right now. It's linked in that blog post down below in the description. Let's see. Trent likes it, and somebody else. Yeah, good point, Trent. Somebody else was just saying too that they really like it. Trying to remember who that was, but yeah, good point, Trent. I kind of do that on Instagram. Yeah, I do a lot of behind the scenes. It's kind of what I call it, but yeah, more daily life stuff over on Instagram. Did Aqara discontinue theirs? I don't remember. Oh no, the TVOC air quality sensor. Yeah, I don't think they discontinued it. Oh, the Eve room is another one. That one's been around for a while. Yeah, it's still available on Home Depot. The Aqara TVOC air quality sensor. Hair Riot says, I really can't wait for Matter to support air quality sensors. Yeah, so I guess those air quality sensors through Matter aren't supported yet in HomeKit. I was going to look real quick to see. Let's see. Hopefully no one unplugged it. Yeah, so you can actually see the air quality. So like the air purifier, I don't know if you probably can't see that, but the air quality, you can get that in, this is with the SwitchBot air purifier, has an air quality sensor built in, and that does come through Matter, and you can get the air quality through that. So I don't think I've tried their standalone air quality sensor in a HomeKit yet. Oh, the King Pen, I'm not sure how to say that. It starts with a Q, doesn't it? Yeah, that one, I've heard good things about that air quality sensor as well. Yeah, Jeff, I think says I have a love-hate relationship with the TVOC sensors from Aqara. Their battery gets low. They throw tons of air quality errors. I saw that too. I think that's probably, honestly, like I love Aqara products. A lot of you guys know that. I use so many of their sensors, especially their Zigbee sensors. They're all really good. I will say that Akara air quality sensor is probably my least favorite out of all the Akara sensors that I've used. Um, it just doesn't seem as reliable or accurate as others. And again, I don't do a lot of like real steep testing with air quality, but just from what I can tell, it never seemed like as accurate as other ones. And you do get those errors and stuff like when the battery gets low. Yeah, I don't know. It's just with that one. Dang, Jeff has 112 Akara devices at the house. I should count mine. I'm not sure how many. I don't think I have that many. I don't know. It's up there though. Jake, I don't know. Jake asked about the release or price of the Akara FP300 sensor, and I do not know. Looking forward to seeing that. That is the wireless presence sensor, which we're really looking forward to. Trying to find a good image of it. This here is the Akara FP300. This was in my CES video too. So yeah, it's a millimeter wave sensor, but it's wireless, so you don't have to plug it in, which is gonna be really nice. I'm probably gonna start using these everywhere. I have an issue in my house using using motion sensors and even presence sensors for automations because it's just difficult to set those up with other people in the house. And I want to do more of that, and I'll probably use a lot of these. Chris asked, do you know if the Lutron fan controller can be set up in a 3-pole configuration? I have 2 switches that control my on-off function. So you have fan switches in a you have fan switches in a 3-way setup. I've never seen that. I don't think they can, but I'm not 100% sure. I've never I don't know that I've ever seen fan switches in a 3-way setup like that. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Let's see. I believe you need a fan Pico remote. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good point, Brian. So you could use maybe a Pico remote for the other switch. Yeah, good point there for sure. Brian says that works great. Ben says, I'm testing the Third Reality battery presence sensor. Yeah, I've got one of those too. I've been testing that, and it was at my desk for a couple weeks, but I actually moved it to the kitchen, and I've been testing that actually in the kitchen, which is always scary. Testing motion automations around the rest of the family. That can go badly really quickly, and is a large reason why I don't do that very often, but I've been testing some automations with my cabinet lights using one of those. So yeah, really nice that it's so cool to have a presence sensor, millimeter wave sensor that's not tied to an outlet that you can just move anywhere. And we should be seeing more of these come out this year. So that one from Third Reality should be coming out soon. This one from Akara that we mentioned, the form factor on the Akara one is really nice compared to the Third Reality one. And I think I saw TP-Link had one also at CES that maybe we'll see this year. Let me see if you guys dropped any more questions over in the questions section. Oh yeah, we got some questions. Okay. Tulsa Skin says, are you having issues with the G5 Pro not detecting cars or anything a lot of the time? Not sure if I have a dud or not, but in the Akara app, it goes off every second detecting parked cars in the driveway. I have not had any issues with that. Mine seems to work pretty well with all my notifications. I'm using one over my driveway, the same one that you may have seen in the video that I did on the Akara G5 Pro, and it seems to work well. I actually, as I mentioned in that video, I am not a fan of the whole subscription model thing, so I let that free trial or whatever it was with the Akara, I let that lapse, and I'm not paying for their, their monthly plan or whatever for like those advanced, some of those other AI options and stuff. So mainly I'm just using mine with HomeKit, and the HomeKit notifications have been good as far as I can tell. I mean, I get notifications when a car comes or goes, and maybe it's just the location or the position of the camera, but it's just usually just when cars in the driveway. I actually have we're on a busy street too, and I don't get notifications every time a car passes by. And it also doesn't do it every second when they're in the driveway either, like you mentioned. And I get notifications when animals are in there or when it detects people and stuff. So mine seems to be pretty accurate through HomeKit. Ghost Rider says, do you use the abode leak sensors? Have you ever had any false alarms? I installed mine last week and had one go off today for an unknown reason. They are super sensitive. I actually have not used any of the abode leak sensors. So that's one of the few things I don't have set up with my abode system. I mainly use Akara water leak sensors in my setup. For just whatever reason. They're just really affordable. I'm not sure how much the ones from Abode cost, but they're probably a little more expensive. I'm not really sure, but the Akara ones are super affordable. In fact, they've got 3-packs on sale right now during that Amazon sale that's going on. So I just get a bunch of those and put them everywhere. So I have not used those. He said you just got one. So I was going to say, sometimes when the battery gets low, you might have false alarms or something like that. But it sounds like it's a new one. So yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I don't have any experience using those, unfortunately. So sorry, it's probably not much help. Will we ever see a SwitchBot physical button pusher type device with native HomeKit? Steven, are you referring to like the SwitchBot bot with the little finger arm, the little button that comes down? Because those do work with HomeKit you have to go through one of their hubs. So I'm not sure if maybe that's the issue there, but those do work in HomeKit now thanks to Matter. You just have to have one of their Matter hubs, like the SwitchBot Hub 2 or the SwitchBot Hub Mini with Matter. And once you connect that to HomeKit, those little bot finger presser things, I never know what to call them. Technically, they're called the SwitchBot bot, but it's the little robot finger. Those do work in HomeKit natively. So hubless. Well, no, it won't be hubless. I mean, it's because they're Bluetooth, so you have to connect those. All the SwitchBot devices that don't use Wi-Fi use Bluetooth, and so all of the Bluetooth devices you have to bring in to HomeKit through one of their hubs. But it is native and HomeKit support. You just have to use one of their hubs. Reading through some of these questions here. Brian says, got an alert last night that my level lock battery was low. Oddly enough, it basically stopped working around the same time. Is that common for it just to stop once? Just for it to stop once it's low? Hoped for a warning before. Let me think. I think it was the level lock. I was complaining about this recently. I think in our Discord server, or maybe in one of our Discord member chats that we do every month. Um, I think it was the level lock that I was using. Was it level lock? I think it was. And the battery got low, or was it another? I can't. I'm sorry. I've used so many locks, so many smart locks, even on my front door in the past like year or two that I start getting them confused and I mix them up. I think it was the level lock that was the first one that I saw where the battery got low and all the functions, like except for, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I think all the functions like controlling it in the app and even home key and stuff stop working when the battery gets low, but you still get the status like in HomeKit. So I'm pretty sure it was the level lock. Some of you that maybe were there that evening when we were chatting might remember that conversation. But yeah, it really frustrated me because usually when I did get a low battery status or notification or whatever, it said that. And then usually that means, okay, my lock will still work for a little while. I'll replace the batteries in a couple of days or whatever. Um, and that's the way it is with every other lock that I've used. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'll just replace the batteries, in a few days, whatever, it'll be fine. And that was when I'm pretty sure that's when my wife got locked out of the house, and she was not happy. So despite the fact that I told her I'm testing a new lock, you should probably put a key, a physical key on your keychain just in case. Anytime you're testing stuff, you never know. She didn't listen, got locked out of the house, whatever. It was my fault. But yeah, so in my experience, that was frustrating because I'm used to seeing that low battery, everything should still work until I change the batteries. In that case, and I looked it up or whatever, and that is how they work. So they give you, basically, you can't use any of the features, but you still get the status, which that threw me off. Usually to me, I use it sometimes till the battery just dies and then you get no response. That's not how those work. So yeah, just change the batteries and hopefully everything will work fine again. Home Batteries app will show the status of my level bolts and will give me alerts when they get low. Yeah, Home Batteries app, Frederick, that's a great one. You can set up custom notifications, like Brian, if you want notifications before you get to a certain level, you can set up custom notifications in the Home Batteries app. When it gets to 30% or whatever, or even 40%, just to let you know. That's a good one. Any news on the Aqara W100 climate sensor? I don't even know what that is. I feel like we're just making up names and stuff now. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that one now. All these names, they have these crazy names. All right. So there we go. It's that one right there. Yeah, I don't have any updates on that. Sorry, I don't know. Usually Aqara will kind of like put out little teasers a few weeks before new products are released. But I don't know anything about that one. Haven't heard anything there. Brian, do you know what level that level lock stops working at? It stops working when the wife gets locked out of the house. No, I don't know, Brian. It kind of caught me off guard, so I really wasn't paying that much attention when it happened to me. And yeah, I changed the lock not very long after that because I was testing another lock. So I'm not sure. You could probably look that up though. Frederick says he uses rechargeable batteries. I heard that I've never used the rechargeable batteries. I've heard that those don't last as long. Is that true? Ooh, Mail says got the level bolt and never got notified that the battery was low. Got locked out once and the app couldn't even connect through Bluetooth. Whew. Yeah, that's not good. When are we going to see the Akara battery-powered presence sensor? We were just talking about that one, Rob. We don't know, but hopefully soon. Looking forward to that. Should be, I mean, it'll be this year, so, but not sure when. Larry said, any updates you looking forward to coming out with iOS 18.4 next week? I haven't really looked too far into stuff that's supported. I know one thing that I'm kind of looking forward to. It's kind of like getting really deep into the weeds, but Matter binding. I was testing out some Matter devices, like specifically the LifeX Lite, and it supports Matter binding with actually. I think is it 18.4? I don't know. I can't. Actually, that no, that might already work. Sorry, I'm thinking about. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if that's 18.4 or not. But anyways, yeah, robot vacuums. There we go. That's the easy answer. Robot vacuum support. There we go. Really interested to see that garage project you posted on Instagram. Joe said, thanks, Joe. Yeah, that one, if you are interested in anybody else watching, I would definitely say follow me on Instagram because that project is going to be a beast of a project and probably won't see YouTube in a while. I'll definitely share like a lot of behind the scenes and stuff like that as I'm kind of working on it. Probably over there on Instagram mostly. And eventually, I would love to make a video and everything on that over on YouTube, but it's going to be a while because that's a really big project. Been looking at cabinets and I want to have a loft built and all kinds of stuff and probably have another place where we can film videos and stuff in there. So yeah, that's going to be a big project I was kind of talking about over there. Alex says, opinions on Homey versus Home Assistant. There's that question. I get this question at least every other week, probably, on the live streams. And to put it simply, a long story short, I should say, for device compatibility, Home Assistant. For simplicity and the user interface, Homey. That's to put it simply. I prefer using Homey for the automation engine and everything, and creating automations and stuff is really enjoyable, I think, in Homey. Home Assistant, not so much, but Home Assistant just supports like everything. I've actually started using both of them, which is probably overkill, but it works really well. So I can use Homey for creating automations, and then if something isn't supported in Homey, I can use Home Assistant and then bring it over to Homey that way. But that's kind of my 2 cents about that. Yeah, William says he uses Home Assistant. A lot of people use Home Assistant. And Homey also costs quite a bit more. So, you know, that's definitely another factor. Trent says, I have 18.4 installed, just waiting on Roborock. Yeah, we should be seeing a lot of these vacuums updated to support Matter here soon. I've been trying to get the EcoVac D-Bot X8 Omni, I think. The names, all these devices just get crazy. I can't keep them straight. But yeah, I've been trying to get that updated with a like a beta software so I could test out that, but I've been having some issues, so I might just wait till 18.4 comes out and get that robot vacuum into Apple HomeKit, which would be nice. Let me see if I have some more questions over there in the Q&A. Speaking of vacuums, William says, my wife wants a smart vacuum and mop that supports Matter. Any recommendations? She says we can go. She says we can go all out. Oh, that's nice. I don't think that was a wise decision for her to tell me that. Yeah, so we were actually talking about this a little bit in our Discord server earlier today. I think Terry asked I think it was Terry asked what I recommend for robot vacuums. And keep in mind, I have not used all of the robot vacuums, so just my 2 cents from my experience. I have not used Roborock's robot vacuums for a few years now, so I know they make some really good ones. But I have been using Narwhal for the last maybe like 2 years, and I really like the Narwhal vacuums. They have a really nice one coming out this year with like a track mop. But I don't know if Narwhal has made any commitments or announcements in terms of supporting Matter. So if Matter is important, I would probably look at. I was testing out that the newest flagship from Ecovacs recently. My wife actually really likes that one. We don't really mop much, if ever, in our house with the robot vacuums because we have real hardwood floors. So they're just not, it's not good for water. So we don't usually use the mopping function on those. But the Ecovacs one that I'm talking about does have the roller style mop, which I think probably does as good or a better job than most, like spinning pads and stuff like that. So it's probably really good for mopping, but I think it vacuums a little bit better than the Narwhal ones. It's at least as good as the Narwhal ones, and it will definitely support Matter. So just based on my experience, maybe I would look at the Ecovacs Omni. It's the Dbot X8 Pro, I think. I think I said that right. It's their latest flagship, but it will definitely support Matter. So, and that's the one I've been using here for just the last like month, maybe few weeks. And I think we're gonna stick with it though, because the wife likes it. So, can't argue with that. I'm jump back to the live chat. Oh, speaking of robot vacuums, George says, for anyone interested, I was told this morning that the Dreamy will be rolling out Matter support to the Dreamy X50 Ultra by the end of April. That's another one. I did test the Dreamy X50 Ultra. I kind of forget about that one a lot. No, I tested, sorry, the X40 Ultra. I haven't tried the X50 Ultra yet. But yeah, that seemed to be a good vacuum too. For whatever reason, I don't know that the wife liked that one as much. She's like my standard on robot vacuums. Whichever ones she puts up with is the ones that work for us. But yeah, I will say the Ecovacs one has been really good at actually, just collecting dirt and stuff from the dogs and things like that on our hardwood floors. Don says been using the Eufy S1 Pro for the past 10 months and we love it. Matter is not important to him. So Eufy S1, I kind of forget about Eufy too. They've got their robot vacuums. Hair Riot said the video with Caroline and the new robot vacuum and mop killed me. I will throw that thing out. Oh yeah, that was, gosh, I don't care what your contract says. Yeah, that was what was that like maybe 2 years ago? Was that the Narwhal? That might have been the first time I used the Narwhal vacuum, I want to say. Yeah, she was not happy because again, she doesn't like the mopping. She was like, no mopping on our hardwoods. Jensen says recommendations for HomeKit proof of life automations to monitor older relatives living alone. I did some stuff like this a while back. One when I set up some smart home stuff for my grandpa. There's a video a while back, and you could look at the automations I set up then. But this will really just depend on how you live, or how this person lives, and their patterns and stuff. You have to get a little creative probably. I think I set up something that like detected motion between certain hours of the day, and if motion was not detected, sent like a custom notification or something like that. I think that's what I did. And then you can have like a dummy switch that resets the automation every day, just to make sure that would be like to make sure the person gets up every morning. But that's probably not the best method for, honestly, there's probably better methods than like relying on a HomeKit automation for something like that. I don't know. You could probably get creative and come up with some stuff. I sort of did that, but we actually my grandpa wears an Apple Watch. I think that's the best thing you can do, is have somebody wear an Apple Watch if they'll do it. But sometimes the older folks don't like to do that. Yeah, Trent says Apple Watch with fall detection, or any device that detects falls. Yeah, I really like the Apple Watch for that reason, for older folks, if they will wear it. My grandpa actually wears one even at night, I think. And yeah, that's great. He has had a fall or two, so it's nice to know that emergency contacts, EMS, and everything will get notified if he falls and doesn't respond or anything like that. So yeah, big fan of Apple Watch for that reason. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out and chatting and leaving questions today. I am planning to do should have a special guest next week, is what I'm looking at on the live stream. So we'll kind of go back and forth and do some solo streams like this. I got to figure out my chat stuff. Again, I appreciate you guys being patient with that, and we want to make sure we can get those chats displayed on screen like I used to do. But hopefully next week I'll have a special guest, so stay tuned for that. Follow me over on Instagram if you haven't already, and I'll share more as we get closer to that. But should be a good one. And also a new video, hopefully this Sunday, if not very soon after. But we're working on that, and just working on a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, which I will start sharing a lot more of over on Instagram, in between all the main YouTube videos. So come check me out over there if you're interested. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great week. All right, God bless.